Well, hello once again. How goes it? Okay for me, I guess. Yeah, I was always the guy that had all the answers. That basically controlled everything in my arena. Really, I see some of the similarities between my predecessors and me in this respect. Because I remember the teaching about Elijah and how he was put somewhere. You know, me, I'm kind of scared myself. I don't want to say scared, but played the game for a while, acted a fool, and now it's like everything is coming to a head. You know, can't describe it really. I'm taken aback. I'm beside myself. I'm don't have any answers. I used to be a rough guy too. I could easily cancel something out, just move on, and say hell with it. Can't do that. Broken, bewildered. You know, like I said, I used to be a man with all the answers on the planet. I did. I used to be. Everybody used to come to me. Oh man, he'll know what to say. He knows what to do. I literally did. You know, like even here, I was trying to talk to the lady. Her husband died recently, and I was asking her some questions. She said, "Man, you're intelligent." I was like, "Yeah, I guess not really. Just pointing out the obvious." You know, and it's scary. I'll tell you. I mean, because this is the weirdest part of it all. In the end, nothing's going to be what it is right now. Period. I'm not going to be Mexican. I'm not going to be native. I'm not going to be as old as I am. I'm not none of that. And I look at my dad, my aunt, and my uncle, and I could say, I had a good run. Maybe now it's time for me to step down and basically just leave it all alone. You know. And I tried it. I did. I tried. I tried to ignore. I tried to fight. I tried to ban it, if you will. Mm. Anyway, and none of it makes sense at all. None of it. There's about 80% in me that's just wanting to give up, wanting to say, throw in the towel. You know, it's like, why don't you answer me, God? Just give me a yes or a no. Just give me a solid, that kind of stuff. You know, yeah. If I go through the history of it, he's never, ever, ever failed, ever. Even in my seek stupidity, he helped me big time. I can say that. He let me see two kids grow into adults. He let me partake of the other ones for quite a while. He let me have a beautiful wife. He helped her put up with my stupidity. And I could try to minimize it, but I'm not. It's all my fault. Anyway, getting that off my chest. You know, it's crazy because I like the way Paul describes some of the situations they faced. That gives me a little hope. I liked in the scripture when he said, "Without were fightings, within were fears." I like the way the Bible talked about how his friends came to him and they refreshed him. They helped him out. So I thought this dude was invincible, you know. I thought he was just like, because that's why I looked at them. That's the way I looked at my predecessors. Like my Aunt Bobby, nothing could touch her. My Uncle Alex, nothing could touch him. My dad, nothing could touch him. You know, and that's when I was a little kid. Then I seen some of the stuff that went on. I'm like, wait a minute. Now I'm scared for myself because, you know, I got everything I wanted. Everything. I'm not kidding you. I could go through a list of what I asked for, and it just was given to me. You know, now I just sit and stare at the walls. Well, when I'm not doing that, I'm sharing. You know what I mean? And it's kind of odd because of all that he has brought me through, I should know a little bit right now that he can do anything. I should know that by now. You know, anybody out there listening that's going through anything, I feel for you. I really, really, really do. I should be done by now. It's been almost a year. My heartache should go. My loneliness should go. You know, but it's 100% there. I can't even look at their pictures. Anyway, I know the captivity of us, if you will. It turns. I know that. Because I know when we were together, I'm talking about physically around each other, we faced some serious stuff. Homelessness, hunger. Kids didn't have no clothes. Here in North Dakota. And she had every right to be upset. Every right. I remember she was worried about that. You know, and we had no stable place. I mean, we had none. We moved from here to there. You know, I mean, really. That's when I learned about family and all that, you know. Because you think people would back you up no matter what. Not necessarily so. And we struggled. We struggled big time. somehow God always made a way. And I know the jerk I am just praying about it. I know the word says that whatever measure you meet will be measured to you again. You know. So I can't be mad. I can't be upset about this. Or taking out what I gave. My predecessors, they went through the same stuff. Only what I saw them do was they stayed in their stuff. Stayed in there, and I'm gonna tell you right now, what I'm facing, what I'm looking at, what I see right now, it makes the word of God that small. That small, and the problem's as big as this earth. I'm just sharing with you guys. Yet, as small as God's word appears to be, He made it smaller than that by saying, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, which is the least of all seeds. And that's not my own, I'm telling you right now. My own is to quit. My own is to give up. My own is to run away. My own is to blame everyone but myself. My own is to not take responsibility for my actions. My own is to be immature. My own is to manipulate, connive till I get my way. But all I have is that. And I'm not saying I'm better than my predecessors. I'm not saying I'm more than that. Not in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying it's like it's I don't want to say a crossroads, maybe, or a fork. But they all died. They're all gone. Alex is gone. Bobby's gone. My dad's gone. And all I can do is trust. That's all I can do. Just trust in what he says. So I'm going to give you a few things that we're told that's not true. That's not true. Okay. Now, one of the things that churches say is the Bible mentions hell more than it mentions heaven. That's not true. That is not true. The word perish is not hell. The word damnation is not hell. But they try to coincide that to make their point known. So they preach about hell. Jesus never preached about hell. He may have said things about it. He may have described it. But he never preached it. So that's one of the stuff that they say that's not true. Another one, prayer changes things. You will not find that in Scripture. You will not find that in Scripture. Okay. It's kind of funny, but when someone again, I hope not. Anyway, when someone experiences something, what they call it, a near-death experience. That's what they call it. You think they changed their lives. I've heard about it. Even Ronald Reagan, the president, if you didn't know who he was the president from 80 to 88. And he got shot at. They threw him in the car and they ricocheted and hit him. So he was in hospital. I was in school when that happened. And he was it 80 to 88? I think it was 80 to 88. Wow, that's pretty heavy. Yeah, and then Bush was from 88 to 92. And then Clinton was from 92. Anyway, not doing a history report here. But the near-death experience made people think different. And I guess you can say I had one. But it didn't make me think different. For a minute. For a few seconds, I thought different. But I didn't, I didn't change my ways at all. And I ended up in situations that weren't good. And I changed my ways a little while. I did pretty good for a little while. But of course, no. And then, I don't like to share too much because I might write a book and I want you to buy it so I can get rich. Just kidding. Then, but it seems like every experience I had, no matter what it was, no matter what the experience was. What's up, Reptile?
I have school tomorrow.
You did what?
I have school tomorrow.
You have school tomorrow? Go.
Souk.
Cool.
Souk.
No. Go.
I'm in kindergarten.
When you say school, it's ooh.
Ooh.
No. You got it almost. Good man. Anyway.
I go in the bottom.
Dude, what?